I want to welcome you all to this training session. I'm your presenter today. My name is Peter. Yep. I'm going to be teaching you today on the job model in Microsoft Dynamics Business Central. This is one of the very rare module that is highly sought after by many organizations to solve their project needs and their job needs. I'm going to just introduce myself to you briefly. I am a Microsoft certified Dynamics Business Central functional consultant. I'm also a Microsoft Dynamics certified 365 finance functional consultant. I'm also an MCSE with Microsoft. That is the Microsoft Certified Solution Expert. I gained that in 2019. I'm also a Microsoft Dynamics AX Financial Solution Specialist. And with also SAP, I am very conversant. I'm a SAP Certified Application Professional in SAP S/4HANA. That is the latest technology in SAP. I'm a financial accountant for my background, and I'm FCMA from the Chartered Institute of Cost and Management Accountant. I'm also a qualified accountant from the Institute of Public Accountant Australia. Let's jump straight into Business Central, the job module. That is just to have a background about myself. So the job module in Business Central, we're going to be covering the following. I want to give you a step-by-step approach. Just taking it that you don't even know anything about the job module in Business Central. This is a wonderful module in Business Central. As you all know, Business Central is a very good ERP, robust and highly scalable for the mid-size organization. Let's jump straight into the Business Central, and I'll be taking you step by step into all of these applications or procedures today. So let's go straight away. I refresh my Business Central. So this is the Business Central screen. I'm using the on-premise version. So straight away, the first thing, if you want to work on job and you don't want to be going through different interface, so you can just go and personalize or change your roles. So now this is set to the business manager role. So you can change it to the project manager role. So that will enable you to see every features or the things within the job module. Yeah, see, okay. Just give it a little time. Yeah, this takes us straight into the job model. And the first thing, in a company, you could have different jobs or projects. Take for example, let's look at a scenario where the company is maybe an IT company that want to provide a service to an organization. So straight away you can jump into the job. You click the job and you can see the jobs. There are different jobs within the systems already created because this is a Kronos company. So you can just go to click create new job. There are different ways to create a job. And straight away the job is created. I just give a tab and the job number series is automated because we have set up the job number series. I can make a special video for how to create different number series. So you can give the job a description. For example, we want to implement Business Central, or you want to implement whatever for an IT, maybe an IT company. Now you go to select the customers you are doing this job for, the customer that has given you a quote. Let me look for a local customer because this is a test environment. So let me pick this. Yeah, the customer's card is going to get populated, and you can fill in different fields. Take for example, you've got a project manager that is managing this job. You can just come here and define the project manager that is responsible for this job, and so on and so forth. So this is called a job card. A job card. The job card is going to give you an overview of the job, the identities in the job, the features in the job. So we're looking at the job card, and if you look at the job very well, you see it divided into different sections. You can see the header section, you can see the line section, you can see the posting section, you can see the job duration. And this job, you can see the job is going to start XYZ time and is going to end XYZ date. And you can also see the whip recognition. We are coming to all of that. So let's take it step by step. So now we've seen who the job is meant for, and we've given the job a description. So let's just go straight away into the job activities. So the first thing is that we have created the job card, and the job number is J00010. We are implementing Business Central solution. So for the job task number, you go to the job task. The job task. What is the job task? I will take you back to the steps. Here again, we've done the first step. I want to take you step by step. In that way, you can understand what we are doing. Create a new job and you get familiar with the job card, and that is what we're doing now. Create a new job task line. Create a new job task line. The task line in the job is activities in the job. What are the things that you're going to be providing to the client? So you can give them serial number. I'll just go with 10. You can say number 1, number 2. I just give a tab, and I can decide to copy this description here and just place it here. And I want to give the job task type as begin total. Begin total. I will tell you why I'm doing this, so that I can have the layers of the job. The start date and the end date, you can leave that blank because it's going to be auto-populated by the system. It's going to pick those from the job planning lines. So I'm just going to go straight and put here 20. And I can just say this is the design stage. Design and blueprints. You know, we need to start probably accounting for our hours. Design and blueprints. Design and blueprints. I go to the next. I can just give it number 30. I can say this is I'll just say data migration. You make this posting. I just go for number 40. And you can just call this any name. Let's look for a very nice name. I'll just say go live training. Go live and training. And I want to wrap up everything. You give it tab. So I can just bring up this here and just say end or just say ends job. That is just the ending total. Ends. So now that we have this, we have done the second step, that is called the third step rather, create job. The second step, create new job task line. That's activities in the job. What are the activities? What are you going to offer the client? What are the things? And these are the things you're going to be invoicing for. What are the things you're going to do within the job? So now, for everything you're going to do within the job, you also need to have some planning. The planning lines in the job is nothing more than you can call it the subset within the job activities. The subset. What are the things you're going to be invoicing for? What are the things you're going to be spending for? What are the things you're going to be budgeting for? And actually also spending for. And invariably you are billing the clients for. So we go deeper into that. For the job planning lines, you can check them in different ways. You can go to lines, you can go to job, you can click the job planning lines. The job planning lines. So I'll tell you why I prefer the other way. So that is going to take you to each of the individual lines you have selected. So I'll just go back. And one more thing before I forget, because we have done this, if you remember, when we build the chart of accounts, you can indent your chart of account in Business Central. So I will just go to lines, go to function, you go to indent job tags. You see what that's going to do? Yep, just a moment. Function. Index. Yep, yeah. Let me just get out of the job and come back. That should indent. Oh, my mistake. So I need to change this to ending total. Ending total, so that these can also be bolding. You go back again and say line. You click the function. You go to indent job task. You see what that's going to do? Good. So that is telling me these are only the posted items. This item is just a submission items. Is a way Business Central also portrays the chart of account. If you want to have an indented chart of account. So let's jump into the job planning lines. Now the design and blueprint. What are we doing with it? How are we going to accumulate cost and also bill the customer for this? That takes us to the planning lines of the job. So you can go to your you can go to navigate, yes, and you click the job planning lines. So I prefer to do it from the header point of view. You click the job planning lines. Yeah. So now we want to plan for the job, the resources we're going to use for the job. I'm going to take you back again to show you what are the things you're going to plan with on the job. There are three things. Go back to your job header. Just click prices. Yep. You're going to, okay, the older version will show you that. You can either bill for items, you can bill for resources, or you can bill for the GL. These are the three things you can bill for in the job. So I show you that again. Go to the job planning lines. You'll see what I'm talking about. So we have defined different tasks within the job. So let's take task number 1. we want to design and give a blueprint for the implementation. So you pick that. The line type in the job, you can either budget for this job first, and you also now compare, you now build the client. You now build the client. So you are comparing your budget and your actual on the job. So, but the easiest part is always to go with both budget and billable. So just click that. Budget and billable. If you like here, and just give this a number. Just give it any number. Let me just take it 100. So now the job, the type of activities within this job, if you see design and blueprint, that is telling you what are you billing for and what are you planning for, what are you spending for on the job before you go to bill it to the client. So you can either be a resource, it can be item, it can be GL account, or you can just make it text, you just type something. So let's go for resource. Resource is telling us somebody is in charge of doing this design and this blueprint for this job. So you pick you can pick the resource person. There is a resource card in Business Central. I'm going to show you a bit. You can go to your search bar and just type resource. You can define this resource as you like. Let's take Linda for example. Linda is a resource person. So it's maybe one of our consultants. We have defined Linda in the system. If you click show more, you see Linda's name, the person. You can have resource group. You can define set of group. For example, you have functional consultant, technical consultant, or you have different departments that is handling this job. But the most important thing the system is going to pick is how much does Linda cost you per hour? It's costing us 17 Australian dollar per hour, and we incur indirect cost on Linda. It is set to 10%. If you change this, for example, to say I make it 15%, you're going to see that the cost is going to change, and my profit margin is also going to change. So I'm just going to put that at 10 back, and just leave it at that. So you can define this. I can do another video to show you how to set up your resource person to do the job. You can make Linda you can say Linda is using timesheet, and you can set that, and you can set who is approving. The owner of the timesheet is Linda, and who is the approver of the timesheet. You can set up an approval person in terms of time, but let's just keep it simple. And that Linda, we are not using timesheet here. So that is that for the resource person. So let's pick Linda. See what the system is going to do. Perfect. Now the system has picked there the total unit cost for Linda is cost per hour and the indirect cost for Linda. So what will it cost Linda? How many hours will Linda take to deliver the blueprint and the design? Let's say it is going to take Linda just 2 hours. See what the system is going to do. Now the system is going to multiply this by 2 and give us the total unit cost. And in the system we've defined the selling price for Linda. We are invoicing Linda. We are invoicing for Linda 36 Australian dollar, and the system is going to transfer $2 to Jonah. So let's go straight and just do the rest a bit faster. The next person, I just put 200 resource. Just make it Mark. Is going to do the next. Just make this 1 hour. Yeah, you go next. For the go live and training, we're going to have Timothy to do that. It's going to take Timothy 3 hours to do. Yeah, once that is done, if you come back now, you're going to see that your budgeted cost is going to be pre-filled automatically by the system. Can you see it? Your budgeted cost is coming, and it's telling you, it's giving you also the billable price. The billable price. We have not consumed the cost yet. We have not consumed the cost for these guys. We've not probably paid these guys, and we have not invoiced it yet. And that is why this is blank. So let's go back to our note. The best way to eat a big elephant is to take it just in bits and pieces. So we have done the create new job. We have created the new job tax line, and now we are going to we've created the job planning lines. And see the note here, what we use to achieve the job tax line, materials or resources or GL account, summarize under price in the header. So now we want to consume the cost. So we're going to create and post the job journal. This will post the total cost incurred per job tax line. If you want this, you can inbox me. I'm going to send you the step-by-step guide. I'm going to send that to you. You can inbox me separately for that. So let's go ahead and go back to our job planning lines. Perfect. So now that we have the job planning lines, now we're going to create a journal for these to consume this cost. We want to consume this cost here. So I can just select everything. Straight away I can go to actions, functions, create job journal. You just create the job journal. The system is going to create a journal back for us. Perfect. Journal line is successfully created. The journal line is successfully created. So I go back to navigate job planning lines. The journal line is successfully created. You can go back to actions, functions, and you can open the job journal. And okay, so the job journal because only Linda was selected. So you just go again, actions, functions, create job journal lines. Functions, create job journal lines. Let me see my job journal. Oh, it's okay. So everything is there. So I'm going to delete these lines that I want to have only the job journals that I have created. Mark, yeah, I mistakenly did mark 2 times. I'm going to delete the line. Yeah, perfect. So now I have everything set here for my job journals. Everything is good to go. If you see, it is 2 hours, 1 hour and 3 hours for the line 20, 30 and 40 that we have created. So there is nothing actually here. You can leave that blank. So you just go to post, 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 and post the job journal. So once you post the job journal, you're going to see the result come into your actual cost. The cost is now consummated. The cost has been consummated, but the the invoice part is still blank. So if you go to your posting, your posting first tab, you're going to see that the percentage of completion is set to 100. The invoice is 0 because we have not invoiced for this job. We have not invoiced for this job. So let's expand and look at the job posting group. The job posting group is, you can define several one. Job posting group. So this is where you define the GL account where all the job ledgers is going to be posted to. You can give a special request. I can do a special video for this. So we go back and look at this. We have picked that to the job setting up. You can define several ones. The whip method, you have to select the whip method so that you can calculate your whip, your work in process or work in progress for the job. So there are different ones that are defined within Business Central as default. So let's go with the percentage of completion method. So that can accumulate our cost, tell us where we are each time we are in the job. So now let's go back to our step-by-step guide before we invoice the job. We have created and post job journal. This will post the total cost incurred per the job line, which we have done. I've shown you that. Now we can now create and post the sales invoice on the job. But you can create and post the sales invoice on the job. Let's complete the cost part of the job. Now the work in progress. This is used to calculate the cost incurred to date and the potential profit and loss to date, especially for long-term duration jobs. People want to track their WIP, you know? They want to track their WIP in any organization. Maybe you got like 3 months, 4 months job you are doing. You want to see how far you've gone, the cost you've incurred to date, and possibly you want to be invoicing in progress on that job. I can do a separate video where we can do a prepayment invoice on the job tax line. So this will also assist you to gain the insightful information on your project before your job is actually completed, so that you can keep your project under control and see if you need to adjust your sales price, so that in order to earn good profit at the end of the job. In order to calculate a WIP, we've got 2 steps. Number 1 is to calculate the WIP batch. This will appear under the post, under the WIP recognition. So I'm going to minimize this. And if you go to your WIP recognition, you see to post. That is when you run the WIP batch, your cost is going to appear here. Now, when you post your WIP to the GL, the cost and the sales value is going to be sitting here. So let's do that. WIP, you go to calculate your WIP. Calculate your WIP. It's going to just give you some information, and you have to take note of the job number when calculating your WIP. So you go to select the right job number. You just say okay. That WIP was success. Do you want to preview? Okay, yep. You can preview the entries. Just close it. It's going to ask you, do you want to post WIP to GL? At this junction, I can decide to say no, or I can say yes. Let's say no. Can you see? Once you do your WIP batch, the to post is going to come here. So this is telling you the ideal selling price we want to we want to invoice for this job, and the cost we've incurred to date on this job. And it's telling us our profit margin. Let me do the simple mathematics for you so that you can see that for those of us that are not non-accountants. So if your selling price is 712 minus Your cost to date is 433.4. It gives you 278.60. That tells you the profit margin on this job. The profit margin. Now, if you want to see the profit margin percentage, it's telling you your profit margin divided by your WIP sales, 712. That gives you 39.13%, approximately 39.13%. So that gives you an ideal. So if at this junction you want you know that you want to make more than this, you can go back and adjust your job. You can increase your sales value in the job planning line. Let's leave it as simple as it is now. So straight away, without wasting time, you've done that. Now let's go to WIP. Let's post our WIP to GL that we didn't do the other time. Yes. Good. We have posted the WIP to the GL. Can you see? Once you post your WIP to the GL, see my note. It says post WIP to GL will appear in the posted under the WIP recognition. It will appear there for you. Now, once we have done this successfully and everything is set, it is time to invoice the job. You can invoice individual lines of the job, or you can invoice the job as a whole once the job is completed. Now let's invoice the job and close the job. To invoice the job, there are multiple ways to invoice the job. You can go out of the job and you can highlight the job you want to invoice. And once that is set, you are ready to invoice your job. You go to the process. You create job sales invoice. And that is going to create the invoice per job. Or you can invoice per job tax, but you want to invoice for the old job, and you have to select the job number you're invoicing for. Don't forget that. That is very, very important. You can also invoice per job tax line. Now let's invoice for everything. Just go say okay. It's going to create the sales invoice within the job. Perfect. And you can open the job. That is already done. You can go to navigate, look at the invoice that is created in the job. Now take note of this. No value is going to appear in the invoice here, because what Business Central would do is going to make you go and post the invoice yourself. So you have to go there and look at action, function, open the sales invoice. Now this is the sales invoice 1004, and you can see that we are invoicing for this resource person, and this is the invoice value including GST. Perfect. So straight away you're ready to post your invoice. You just go to posting, post the invoice. Do you want to open the sales invoice? And no, you close this. Now see, the invoice has been posted. Go back and you see percentage of completion of the job is 100. The invoice to date is 100. If we are invoiced in bit, it would have showed us the progress. If we use I can do a special video where I can show you the progress invoicing on the job. So now that that is set, we have not closed this job. Once we close this job, we can see that the total recognized value is going to just stand here. Now let's go back, and we have invoiced the job and everyone is smiling in the company. The job is completed. You go to the status of the job. It is still left open. The beautiful thing about Business Central job is that once the job is left open, you can come back and adjust things within the job. That is the beautiful thing about the job module. So let's come back here and change it to completed. It's going to ask you for one or two things. Yep. Do you want to preview the posting account? You can just say yes. Everything is finalized. Close it. Now I want you to take a look at this now. Can you see that the recognized sales value is now $712, and our cost to date to complete this job is $433. Let's see the effect on the chart of accounts. So let's go and to our income statement. Perfect. You see the job sales, $712. So that is the total job sales we have to date. Let's go and look at the costs of the job. Job cost applied, $433. That is, in accounting, matching concept is done. We match associated cost with associated revenue. I want you to like this video, click the subscribe button, and I'm going to make more videos for you on the job. Thank you for your time.